Not seeing the thing. Oh, there's the thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to BS Session 60. We're just some good old boys. Never meaning no... Nah, hell with that. Welcome to the show. Jared, our guest Jared has a shout out to make right away.
Hey y'all. So I was just on the phone with Patrick at ProTech in Penticton. Awesome range that does all sorts of great shooting and training. And takeaway from that is that guy likes big bucks. I can tell you that.
And he cannot lie.
He cannot.
Right.
He told me all about it.
Because I have a shotgun and rifle that I use for, and 22 gauge that I use for ptarmigan, moose, and black bear.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You're listening to your weekly dose of BS, Ballistically Speaking. The Ballistically Speaking Podcast.
Well, I clicked the button a little early on that one, didn't I?
It was all right though. We got it.
Just
big
so
bucks and I cannot lie.
Just so everybody is aware, when I clicked go, we are live, obviously. But when I clicked live, it told me that our storage is full. So we may not have a recording of this video when it's done. We'll find out. I just deleted a bunch of our old videos.
No.
But
Okay.
I just deleted several of them. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be what it is.
We should be good because I know a couple of weeks ago I deleted probably about.
All right, so I guess
4
I'm going to
hours.
open up big time then, because this is not being recorded.
Well, actually,
No personal shit, please, Darren.
I just realized actually that we'll be able to pull it off of YouTube no matter what. So
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Good to see you here.
Yeah, it is good to see
Nancy
you.
Vasquez. It is good to see me. Wow. This is what I like about you, Chris. You're so modest.
Yes, I know. Bending knows this
All
guy,
right. Jard.
Yeah, he forgot to put a capital
Another
J.
chart. Had a single R.
Well, yeah,
Jared.
Jared, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know how to
It's a
spell your name.
typical spelling, man. Like, I get asked this all the time, right? Like, I'm like, okay, literally, it's in the Bible. Like, it's been there for like hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's right there.
So how do you spell it in Greek?
Ooh, that's a good question. I did love my Greek roots, but I never went there. So,
Oh, okay. Well, opportunities lost.
Yep.
That's okay. Hey, let's pay some bills and then let's get on with this.
yeah.
Let's do that. Episode 60, pardon me, BS Session 60 is brought to you today by EM Precision Rifles in Leduc, Alberta, building Canada's finest precision rifles. Commission a build today at emprifles.ca.
And Bolt Action Coffee, bringing specialty coffee to the precision shooting world. Order coffee and merchandise at boltactioncoffee.com.
Callsign 66, Canada's best rifle training. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Book a course with them now at callsign66.ca.
You know what's funny about us saying that they're Canada's best rifle training? If you ask them,
What
they're
is
such modest guys that they would probably be like,
I know.
well, there's a lot of really
Yeah.
good guys out there. They're all teaching good stuff. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's a great community. Share it around. Go just go train. Just go
Yes.
train. We don't
As long
care
as you
who
train,
you're
then I'm happy.
training with. As long as you train. Yeah. Train.
Yeah.
Train. Yeah,
But
48 cars, train.
That's okay. We call them Canada's best rifle training.
We
Also,
do, and they are.
And they are. Also, Odell Engineering. Pick up your Canuck shotgun or a Bergera rifle from your local distributor and tell them Phil sent you. Look them up at odellengineering.ltd.com. And while you're there, take a look at the really cool new folding enforcer. It like breaks in half and folds in half that way. Plus, the
Right.
stock folds horizontally.
And isn't there an option in there somewhere to, if you fold it once more, you create like a swan? I thought I saw that.
A goose.
Yeah,
Something like that.
maybe it's a Cobra chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
It's
what they should.
Canadian, right?
You know, I'm just saying, Phil, Nikki, like all the rest of the guys, Anthony, everybody over there at Odell.
I think the
The
call
next
has been
time,
made.
yeah, the next time you guys bring any sort of firearm in, before you name it, give us a call because
Consult
you
us.
just missed out on the Canuck Cobra chicken name.
We're very helpful that way.
I'm gonna text that to Phil. I'm gonna do
I
that
think
tonight.
so. I think that's the greatest idea of October 20th, 2023.
At least since about 4:30 p.m.
At least.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
you're up
We're
next.
also here because of the help of Apex Optics. When you buy Apex, precision comes standard. Find them at apexoptics.co and grab yourself a rival 4-32 rifle scope and get on the mailing list for more exciting products coming soon.
Also, Ribstone Gunsmithing. You can see me wearing Ribstone Gunsmithing's hat in our new video that went up today on the Lockhart Raven. But Ribstone Gunsmithing, craftsmanship done right. Contact Oscar at ribstonegunsmithing.ca and breathe life back into any firearm.
And that guy back there, a little 223 Ackley, and I can't remember the name of this stock. MCA, is that what it is? I can't remember. But it's a carbon fiber wrapped stock, really light. Fantastic little coyote rifle. I just got that back from Oscar because the barrel channel wasn't big enough for the barrel on that 223 Ackley. And he gouged it out, sealed it back up, sent it back to me, and it is marvelous. I should have got him to bed it though.
Is that the one that you were having all the problems with?
Some problems. I use Gin-X primers for some fire forming loads, and they don't seem to stand up to I thought reasonable pressure. It was interesting. The CCI 450 primers, which are a pretty tough primer, showed no sweat at all with what the heck was it, a 26 grain load of Varget with the 75 grain bowtail hollow points. I had to go all the way back down to 24 and a half, and it's still piercing primers. So I think it's a combination of soft material in those Gin-X primers, and the fact that it's just a stock Remington 700 bolt, and there's lots of clearance between that hole and the firing pin, so it likes to what do you say, extract material, not extract, but form material back into that hole because there's so much clearance. So switch primers and I'll be good. But anyway, yeah. And Oscar redid the crown on that thing. When I cut that barrel from 27 inches back to 21 3/4, I used one of those Brownells crowning tools. Just wanted to try it, and then I looked at it under a Teslong bore scope, and you could see chatter marks. So I sent it to Oscar. He put it in his lathe, put a real cut on it, and it is wonderful now. So yeah, Oscar with Ribstone Gunsmithing, good work. Like we say, craftsmanship done right.
Beautiful.
We're also brought to you by the Shooting Edge in Calgary, Alberta, home of the Sterling Arms R18. The shooting sports retail store with indoor range, education and training, laser engraving, fine firearms, and much more, including a 6-lane axe-throwing bay and the One Shot, One Spill Cafe. You and I, Chris, need to get to that cafe one of these days soon.
We do. And the axe throwing.
See what it's all about. You betcha. Yeah. Find the Shooting Edge on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, and their website at theshootingedge.com.
Beautiful. And finally, March Scopes Canada, the Dion Optical design line of rifle scopes has a scope for all
Nailed it.
your hunting and shooting needs. Nailed it. Find Doug and Nisa at marchscopes.ca.
Bueno. Muy bueno.
Whew. That worked.
All right.
Hey, Jared.
Hey.
Hi.
This is Jared from Pristine Actions. Everybody say hi, Jared. Hi, Jared. Okay.
Oh boy.
So, Jared, you're with Pristine Actions. Just for
Yeah.
anybody who may be living under a rock or just woke up from a 50-year coma or something of that like, tell us what Pristine Actions is and what you do with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I do with them first is serve the team. We've got a really great team of people, and that's part of our DNA that I'll get into later. But what Pristine Actions is we make a very nice bolt action receiver, and what we kind of have tried to do is obviously making that receiver and making sure it's top notch is great, but we've tried to do a bunch of stuff in the industry that makes the industry better, great customer service, all sorts of different things that how we do business is part of the benefit of what we do, but that's us.
Sweet. So tell us about the brain fart. Tell us about the
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. I'm getting verklempt.
Little bit of Mennonite background there.
What do you make, Blaven? No, what I want to know. To blave. He clearly said to blave. Okay. Anyways, what I want to know is what pattern of actions do you make?
Right. So they're Remington 700 pattern bolt action receivers. What we've done is basically taken a look at your typical bolt action receiver that's in the market right now, like an aftermarket one, right? Something that should be better than production, like the stock Remington 700. We want to make sure it was Remington 700 print to fit most things. What we're trying to do is make sure that it's kind of like an easy decision, right? This fits what you're going to do, what you want to do with it. And so we made this receiver that we wanted to make sure was actually doing something a little bit new. So we came at it from a little bit of a different perspective. Most bolt action receiver companies, maybe not in Canada, but definitely in the States, and some in Canada, kind of came at it from, hey, like, I'm a pro shooter, I know what shooting needs, and we're going to make that thing. And there's a number of those that are out there that are really great and amazing. However, the business side of it, how you actually turn that into a business maybe was a little bit, little bit of a secondary thought, where for us, the business end of things was a primary thought. We're going, okay, well, how do we serve our clients? Like, how do we make sure that they're absolutely satisfied that this is what we wanted to do, and all those various things, right? So kind of coming full circle back to the features, we kind of went, okay, there hasn't been a lot of innovation. Let's listen to the industry. Broad spectrum, not just like, because there are so many facets to bolt action receivers, right? Like in their use in military, law enforcement, PRS, F-class, all sorts of different areas, right? So we went, okay, so how do we innovate on this, and what can we do? And we came up with a bunch of things that we thought were pretty cool. And, that aside, the business end of how we deliver that product, we wanted that to be absolutely top notch.
Okay.
So can we back up a bit to try and understand where you guys came from, how you started out, how you got together to start discussing this action and innovations that you could try and put into an action to put to market. The business coming, after that. I'm just wondering, who are the members, and what are their backgrounds, and what do you say, expertise or desires even, um, and how you kind of came together to say, hey, we like firearms, we like rifles, maybe, um, we think we could improve on some of these designs. Let's get together and do this. How did that evolve?
So that's actually really exciting to me. So we're in Chilliwack, BC here. We're becoming somewhat of a firearms center in Canada, and that's exciting. And there are some other players locally here in Chilliwack that are fairly notable, especially on the Canadian scene. So we've got a little bit of an
interrupt there, but I want to come back to that as well. Why you're claiming we're kind of becoming a bit of a firearms center here. So I'm going to make a note, and we're going to come back to that. Just forewarning.
Yeah. Follow through on that promise. So yeah, it's becoming a bit of an incubator, and there's some players here that do things, and so the owner of our company came to me about a year ago and asked me to come on board and lead the company from a sales and marketing perspective. We'd had some interactions before. I had a former company that was a fairly decent sized sales and marketing firm here in Canada that served business to business, and we served this machine shop where these actions are made, right? And so he was talking to me while I was serving them in a kind of a consultant type capacity, and this action started coming together, and I was focused on my project there at the time and whatnot, and so time went by, and apparently this thing got launched, and I was asked to be the head of sales and marketing. So basically, backing up, because there's such a incubator here in Chilliwack, there's a lot of ideas running around about, like, how do we do this? How do we do that? Like, what about this? What about that? We have a wonderful competitor here locally that also puts out a great action. And so yeah, these conversations happen, right? And different people agree to certain things and not other things. And so you kind of go, okay, well, how do we do this? And the idea for this action is born of, hey, how do we do something that's like a bunch different, and how do we execute on that really well? So this team kind of came together based on this culture here in Chilliwack that went, hey, I think we can do a thing. Let's do this and make sure that it's absolutely awesome. So that's kind of how things came together. Feel free to ask questions about the details, but
we have lots of questions, but I want to interrupt actually for a moment just to play Cupid here. Jared, Zach, Jared, don't worry about it right now, but he's the most important man that you're going to want to talk to after the show.
Cool. Wonderful.
Indubitably.
Now that we've embarrassed Zach, Zach represents the pièce de résistance of insurance brokers in the firearms industry.
That's the guy I want to talk to.
And he is extremely disappointed with himself that he is not already working with you.
You can feel it coming out of the chat.
I'm sure you're going to be getting emails sometime soon.
So one thing that I know, again, my background is not in firearms. I've been a lifelong firearms enthusiast, but my professional background hasn't been there. Where my professional background is, I love making connections with people, and discussing big ideas and doing great things together. So yeah, we're gonna talk.
Well, we've had the pleasure of running into Zach multiple times, and when you see him coming towards you, the first thing you do is you brace yourself, because you're not sure if you're going to need to run or dive out of the way or whatever. Because I think Zach's actually taller than I am, isn't he, Rooster?
Yeah, he is.
Like,
It'd be damn close, but he
He's-
is a large human. Yes.
I want to say
I am not. I will dive very quickly.
I want to say he's an inch taller than I am, and I'm 6'7". And he
Yeah.
definitely weighs more than I do. And that's
Right.
not.
He
that's
takes up
not
some
a-
real estate, that's for sure.
Yeah. But then when he comes and talks to you and he's all nice and happy and he just has this nice disposition, if he had a French accent, you'd think he was Andre the Giant or something.
Ooh, yeah. Our family talks
Is that
about
Andre?
But yeah.
He's Andre the German now. Anyway, now that we've probably
funny.
caused Zach to stop watching the show.
That's exactly what we want.
Now, where in the hell were we? I can't even remember what you were saying.
Anybody
now.
got a peanut?
Yeah. It's not my fault I'm the biggest and the strongest.
Oh shit.
All right.
Okay, so
Oh
the fella that contacted you, that would be, is that Joe?
no, so that's Nathan Neal's the owner of the company.
Okay, so Nathan Neal is the owner of the company, and so
There's
I'm
two
assuming
owners of
you
the
started.
company, him and his brother, but yeah.
Say that again. Sorry.
So there's two owners, Nathan and his brother Charles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pristine Actions came out of this quick and dirty collaboration between you guys. I'm assuming. Is there any?
No,
is
not
there
really.
any-
I had nothing to do with it.
Oh.
These guys did their
Okay.
thing. Like I was just privileged to be a part of it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so they started this already. Okay, so what's the background there? Was it merely businesses of different sorts, or was it related to the firearms industry? Was it a couple of machinists got together and started messing around, or how?
Yeah, that's more. It is a bunch of machinists that this shop produces a lot for our firearms industry globally.
Okay.
Okay. And they got to messing around, right? Like they know their stuff. They've seen everything, and they supply in a big way. So, they had a bunch of ideas and went, okay, well, there's playing it safe. There's a lot of guys in the industry, and there's a lot of clients that do their thing, and the industry has certain expectations. But what if some of those could be challenged? What if we could do a thing that was maybe a little bit outside their expectations? We have nothing to lose. So let's try it. Let's try to innovate. Let's try to do something new. It's been mostly following the trends. So, it's actually really interesting. One of those things where, a lot of what I'm saying tonight, like, you guys don't know me yet, but I try to word things delicately. I know that's not you guys. It's one of those things where,
listen,
like,
I try and take everyone's feelings into account all the time. I swear.
No, fuck that. He's
but
got
you know
me dead
what?
to rights.
Yeah.
Delicate.
We felt that the industry needed to be like shaken up a bit. Of like, what do you mean you're doing what? Well, that can't work that way. Well, how does that work that way? But it does work, right? Oh, this is working really great. Right. Oh, this is killing it. What?
So there's so much in the firearms industry that people follow that sort of mantra of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. But they seem to go to the nth degree with that, don't they? We've had name a several dozen things, I'm sure, that it's been this same way since 1954. It's good. it doesn't need any improvement.
No.
It's kind of refreshing to hear somebody come along and challenge that, honestly.
So
Yeah.
let's talk specifics. What are some of the things that the public should know that you guys
Yes,
have
no more
done
delicate.
differently? Yeah. The time for delicacy is over.
It's done.
Let's hit them in the face
Buried.
with the phone book of knowledge.
So there's a bunch of things, like where to start on this. There's the hunting aspect.
Let's start here. You guys used a different extractor than most companies do on your bolt.
Right.
We use the Seiko style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So basically where we went with that is like, okay, well, we want to have versatility. We want to have different options. And one of the things that actually came to roost with that pretty quick was due to ammo demands, factory ammo has been fairly out of spec recently. I'm sure many have figured that out, right? Like
it's funny you say that. As I saw a post just this morning, somebody took a box of federal ammunition. They pulled the bullets, and some of and this is one box of 20. Some of them had spherical powder, and some of them had extruded powder.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And he was wondering why he was having accuracy problems with that ammunition.
Yeah. I mean, like there's this argument in the industry of like, don't fix the industry's problems. Again, we're kind of like, we're outside of this. None of us are pro shooters. None of us are like, we're business people. Most of us own 3, 4, 5 businesses that are on the executive team. We know business.
Right.
We're learning pro shooting. We know decent shooting. We know engineering. We know all these things, right? But it's kind of like that thing of like, okay, we know business and we kind of can see what's coming and how this stuff works. And so we're like, okay, well, Seiko style extractor, really versatile. Your radius of your round, all of that kind of stuff. We can actually be a little bit more forgiving on that. And we actually have 4 different sizes of extractor claws. So if something isn't working or grabbing, you can actually pull the extractor claw and take a look at it, 1 through 4, and see what length it is. And if it's not working for your particular ammo, we have other ones. We outfit all of our dealers with a great parts package. Like it's, we have spare parts on availability at all times to go to anybody at any time. And we make sure that they're looked after, right? Like, so
sorry, does that mean that you provide parts other than Seiko extractors if an individual is having, like, if it's working better on an individual rifle for an individual caliber or something like that? Is that, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, just the length of the extractor claw, so that it grabs the head the way that it needs to.
I thought you were saying different extractor designs. Okay.
Gotcha. No, just the length of the extractor claw in specific, 1 through 4.
Got it.
Of how that grabs it, right? To make sure that for the ammo that you're using, sometimes it's like, well, it's 308. Well, it should be this.
Right.
I had a client call me up a couple of weeks ago and he was mad and things were rough. And I asked him to take a caliper and measure it. And he's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So
you're talking about the rim thickness? Is that where the problem lies that this particular customer was having?
And many
wouldn't reach out far enough or something.
Yeah, or too far, or different stuff, right? And then I think, again, I am not a ballistics expert. I am a business expert.
You bet.
I'm going to rely on others. So I'm not going to claim to know something that I don't. But I can assume that based on pressures inside the cartridge and what I know about physics, that can expand the brass at different rates and do different things, and extraction can be different. Right.
I'll tell you
So
one thing that Chris and I found out recently with extractors on a different rifle, 6.5 Grendel, right? It has a North American speaking, um, an odd sized rim diameter, right?
yeah,
And you offer that as well, right? The 6 arc, you
yeah, the
sort of
.445
label it
holds. Yeah.
as, right? Okay, so same thing.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a bit odd, and um, typically that brass comes with a thicker rim. Now, as far as I know, so this is one problem we had with the or one one of the probable culprits with extraction problems was where that extractor was grabbing that rim because it is a thicker rim. So that sort of thing I can see being a problem with whatever caliber a person chooses with a chosen action, and variations in manufacturing of brass. I don't know how common it is.
Oh,
I haven't put a caliper to many different pieces of the same 308 brass, say, or the same 6.5 Creedmoor brass from different manufacturers. There's bound to be variations there. So yeah, the fact that you guys have different extractor lengths, I think is a pretty damn good thing. Now I'm going to challenge you on the Seiko extractor.
I love it.
My personal experience with Seiko extractors is, well, let's just say I won't write a book about it, a positive book.
Right.
Now
Does
I
that
can
mean that
I
you'll
can
write on
see
bathroom stalls? What?
I
I'm not
I will
following
not
your
write about it
analogy
at
here.
all.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to shut
Okay.
my damn mouth.
Okay.
And other than the one rifle that I have that uses a Seiko extractor, uh, it's hard for me to go back to a Seiko extractor. Now, that may be an issue with that one particular bolt. And I see with your bolt head that you guys manufacture, there's a definite length constraint, right? So you have to use a shorter style extractor, and the Seiko style extractor fits that bill very well. Um, Personally, I have not had great luck. Adequate, but uh, not so much that I would want a Seiko extractor in another rifle, say.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Have you improved on that design at all with your manufacturing of it? Um, or is it a heavier spring that you're using? How do you make it work better, I guess, than what I've experienced personally? I know that's pretty fucking
That's,
broad and
yeah,
And
that's an
very
interesting
technical and
question.
very out of my range, given that I'm a sales guy, not
okay.
a rifle guy.
Okay,
But
I'm
you know what?
sorry.
I actually have something on that. So,
Okay.
yeah, we actually have, um, you know, it's very economical, but it needs to be done right. And like you said, a little bit of a stronger
I
spring.
think you're right. Yes.
Um, so like there needs to be a little bit more on that. But I think it's
Mhm.
more of the overall action that we have that actually helps it.
Okay.
Um, so a bunch of things about our action, like the lugs not being integrated into the, like, it's not a two lug design.
Mhm.
It's a little bit easier for that claw to slide around a little bit once it gets released.
Okay.
So we've actually improved on the width of it, but that's actually interesting too because it's a little bit maybe thicker than what you would see on most Seiko style extractors.
Okay.
Um, but if you have different case expansion, then that maybe digs in a little bit more, right? Like, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of there's a, like, this is a very technical channel, right, to explore.
Yeah.
What we've tried to do is kind of like avoid that a bunch and go like, look, like we have different styles and we have different sizes that work for what you need to do, and we can make this thing happen. So it's more about functionality, where like, look, we have interchangeable bolt heads. We can do this thing. We can do that thing. You will get reliable extraction. It's interesting. I actually shot my first large scale PRS match a couple weeks ago with the gap grind.
Right.
Gosh, was that amazing. Holy smokes. Like,
man, I've been reading about that for 10 plus years and always wanted to go. Good for you, man.
They spent, I was just chatting with somebody there that knows landscaping. I'm like, it's like a golf course for rifle shooters. And they
Jens, are you listening?
At least $1 million on gravel. Literally. In any case.
No kidding.
Wonderful people, wonderful process. There was a ton more actions out there than we had, right? Like, so I'm not trying to compare like what to what, but like, you know, I'm looking at certain issues that people were having, and we mitigated, I think, a lot of that. So it was a little bit of confirmation for me where I'm going like, okay, well, I think I know what I'm looking at now, and what we were trying to achieve actually happens. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Right. Okay, so you're coming from more of a marketing perspective for this. How comfortable are you talking about design features in that?
Pretty good.
Say again.
Pretty good.
Okay, so I'm wondering why you decided to go with a floating bolt head, and how is it different than what is it? The Savage has a floating bolt head, right? I mean, I can see some of the obvious differences, like the 6-lug design versus their 2-lug, really, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh no, I'm just wondering, you know, why you settled on that rather than a solid bolt. There's some manufacturing challenges that lie in both of them, right? But why you chose to settle on that one versus and I'm sure part of this is the innovation bit. Where you can get any number of actions, many North American actions that use the solid bolt body, solid lug with the bolt on their actions versus the floating. Now, does Thompson Center? Do they go with are they also a floating bolt head? Do you recall? I want to say that's stuck in my head that way, but yeah.
It might be.
I know they have a multi-lug. Yeah.
Yeah. I can actually answer this one pretty well. There is a bit of thought that went into it. So, you know, for our action, the way that it stands, we did want to innovate, right? And so one of the things that we saw is with the 2-lug. And by the way, I'm not dissing the 2-lug. The 2-lug, we're going to be coming out with a short action Magnum and a long action /Magnum by December 15th.
Those are going to be very good ideas, I think. Yep.
So December 15th, those will be launched.
Nice.
So those are happening. So I'm not dissing those, but there's challenges with those that we wanted to explore, right? That can only be explored within a short action on Magnum. So if you take a look at our lug system, it's in line with the bolt body. So that actually does something pretty cool. And SWAT teams and militaries around the world agree with us. So when you look at our action, there's no lug channels. There's nothing in there. It's just wide open. So when that slides through, I mean, I won't get into a match of whose action is the smoothest, but it's not sliding down a lugway. and there's literally nothing to impede it, it's probably the smoothest. So
round peg in a round hole always seems to work best.
yeah, right. So
Title of Rooster's sex tape.
Yes. Shit, you found out.
next episode.
Shit, he's doing a whole series.
Yeah. Shit.
I gotta make hay while the sun shines, man. The sun's coming down on this old guy's life.
Oh man, you're not that old. Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, we'll get past the uncomfortable bit here right away. You're good.
No. Trust me. My Tennessee clients, if any of them are listening, they know how to make me feel uncomfortable, and they do regularly. I'm talking to you guys.
Boy, I tell you what.
Yeah.
You fed me good chicken and moonshine and bourbon, and I love you for it. You guys are the best.
Chick-fil-A, though, I'm sure.
Okay, let me bring this back to the bolt head. I always just assumed that you guys were going with a floating bolt head because you went with the Savage barrel nut, making it easy just to swap calibers. I thought it just ended with that.
No,
that's how much I know.
Right. So, like, it's just, when you don't have that impedance, you can go after it, man. Like, so we have SWAT teams in Florida that crawl through the Everglades with our stuff, and they love it because you can't jam it, you can't whatever. Like, obviously stuff happens, and you got to really clean it out. But when there's no raceway, and our lugs have chamfering to clear any debris out of the way as it cycles down, it's pretty indestructible. Like, one of the first missions our company had was supplying stuff to, as I understand, I think we had a bunch supplied to Ukraine, right? Like, it was right into, like, if you don't want to destroy an act, like, if you want an action that holds up, like, we have, and again, like, different products for different applications, but we have dual ejectors. Like, it flings the brass out of there. Like, you're not having stovepiping. I know that's the AR-15 term and whatnot, but like, you don't have that happening. The round goes in, it's very smooth. The round comes out, it's very smooth. If you need an action to function like an action needs to function, this is what we're trying to do, right? So there are so many features that we've done, but like, kind of coming back to that, there's no raceways. The 6 lugs are in line with the bolt body. They lock it down, and it sends that round when you need it to.
Cool.
Hey,
can I move on to the barrel nut for a second?
Absolutely, yeah.
I was just gonna go there, Chris. Well done.
Well, you're welcome, Rooster. Anyway, did you guys go with the Savage barrel nut? Did you go with that simply for the ability to change barrels, or were there other reasons that you chose the Savage barrel nut?
I'm not actually privy to all those reasons, to be honest. Like, it was something like, the philosophy is what we wanted this to be revolutionary, and part of that, which is, it's interesting because like this breeds an interesting conversation. So our primary target market is rifle builders. We want to go through rifle builders, but we also wanted to make something that the average citizen could build in their basement in about an hour.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, the Savage small shank pre-fit seemed the way to go based on our research, right? Like, if you do that, everybody has access to that. Everybody can get a barrel for that. Like, it's how you can go, but there's going to be challenges with that on a flip side, right?
There's a lot of barrel companies now offering pre-fit barrels too. right?
Mhm.
So for I think quite a number of shooters, it makes a lot of sense if a barrel manufacturer is offering that, uh, get a gauge and a wrench and just go. Especially if he's swapping between calibers or running so many rounds through his chosen rifle in a season, and he just it's just easiest and quickest for him to swap out his own barrel stock. Like if he
Yeah.
orders a couple of barrels a year and he's just ready to go, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
Mhm.
Like that's definitely it. Like we've noticed, unfortunately, to our dismay, the gunsmiths availability is on the decline, and people that can do this reliably, consistently, that can produce something great, which we have wonderful partners that do that.
Sure.
That's on the decline. We don't have more of them coming. We have less of them coming. So, we want to make sure that the public can have access to the firearms industry and the top of the top, right? Like be able to build a top level shooting gun themselves, like for that to be accessible
Mhm.
is definitely beyond the scope of what normally has happened. So yeah, it's been really cool. Some really cool stories. We've even paired with a barrel manufacturer out of St. Helens, Oregon, that does barrels for us, and they are like pioneering the way. They are doing crazy stuff.
Who's that?
We're at SHOT Show, Heller Arms.
It is Heller?
Yeah, Heller
Bending
Arms out of
seems to
St.
like
Helens,
Heller
Oregon.
as well.
They are freaking tearing it up. They are doing crazy stuff. Like Rob Heller, the brain behind that. It's crazy stuff. So we're now doing actually barreled actions with them. They're available here in Canada. We have them available at all times and certain calibers and lengths, but like they do this cool like two rifling style. Like again, I'm not that technical, but so like typical button rifling and then a another style where they kind of overlap. And basically the principle is that you might have a bunch of gas escaping in traditional methods.
Yep.
But the way that they've done their rifling, that gas doesn't escape to the same level. And it does two things. It gives you a little bit more in feet per second, and it also blows out the stuff from the barrel. So I am super pumped about this story. I want to share this. So at SHOT Show last year, Rooster, you can't go to sleep. I'm sorry. You know what? That's BS. No. So we went to SHOT Show range.
That had nothing to do with you, Jared. That was just his minor heart attack. He has at least 2 per episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'm okay.
Get it
Go
going.
ahead.
Okay.
Get it going.
Now, tell us about SHOT Show.
Okay. So we showed up first year at range day, not first year at SHOT Show, but first year at range day. And we had a rifle. We came prepared with a rifle. And this rifle performed. So a Heller Arms barrel, R action, decent mag pull chassis and a trigger tech trigger. And we put 1,000 rounds through it that day.
Yeah.
Every minute or so, maybe less.
Right.
Bam, bam,
Right.
bam, all day.
Yeah.
No extraction issues. No issues at all. We put this rifle through hell all day. Factory ammo. Just going. And
what was that? That was a 308, wasn't it? I was sitting there talking with Derek and another.
Well, it's a 6.5.
Okay. Yeah.
6.5 Creedmoor. And we did this all day. We put people on a I'm going to say 9 inches generous, 9-inch target, at almost 1,000 yards all day. We had a great spotter, calling shots, windage, all that kind of stuff, right? Like we had every advantage for sure, but we put every shooter on that target, like 90% all day with this rifle. And it was magnificent. And then I took that rifle, and just a couple months ago, I shot it at TriggerCon range day. Actually, that's not a couple months, that's a couple weeks. So we did that a couple weeks ago, and we did the same thing. And we put people on it all day. There was this turkey at 870 yards. Like steel target all day. So we did this. And then I went and shot Gap Grind, my first PRS competition. This barrel was not cleaned in any way, shape, or form in between. Factory ammo.
What?
With our action.
What?
And I was like, I'm not that, I'm brand new, man. I'm as brand new as it comes. I was hitting 4 out of 10s, 6 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, or 4 out of 6s or whatever. I was kind of mid-pack.
Nice.
All day.
Better than me.
I don't know. I have no reference, man.
I don't know. I think
not a high bar, dude.
I think that this story just proves that cleaning barrels is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like, well, especially if you've got a good barrel and it's got the stuff to clean it out and push it out. I don't know. We're trying to. It started losing velocity at the end of the PRS competition by 125 feet per second ish.
Okay.
Right. But after how many thousand rounds? 1, 2. After 3,000 rounds ish, it started losing about 125.
In a 6.5 Creedmoor, you're bound to start losing a
it was
feet per second after 3,000.
It was a 18-inch barrel.
Really?
I think that's probably just because half of your rounds had spherical powder and the other half of your rounds had extruded powder.
Yes. Yeah,
it could be.
Created a nice balance there.
Okay, I need your guys' help here because I was taking I was not mental help, but I was taking a look at the actions on the website, and obviously the short and the long action Magnum are coming soon. But when I'm looking at the calibers that it was available in, it's the short action Magnum is available in a 470 bolt face and a 540 bolt face. What calibers are you expecting people are going to barrel that with?
So basically, we're preparing for everything up to 338 Lapua,
and
up to and including. Yes, correct.
So is the 585 bolt face, is that 338?
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not so technical. I'm thinking, I'm searching. I'm like, okay, the biggest one, yes. Yeah, the biggest one will do 338 Lapua. Woo!
And Kurt has left the building. So we're
I'm out of here.
So we're talking about like 300 Win Mag, obviously 338 Lapua, regular 300 Winchester Magnum. What else? Are you going as low as 270?
Yes.
And obviously 243 is the same as. What are you measuring there, Kurt?
585. That's the 33XC, but 338 Lapua, same bolt face. So yes, it is 585.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to do some math in my head quick, but we got it done.
Okay.
And then the Ultra Mags and that are 5. The hell is it? 520, 528.
Yeah.
Bolt face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, for the existing action, your existing short action, you have a 378, a 473, and a 445 bolt face. So 223, 308, and 6 mil. What is a 6.5 Creedmoor's bullface?
That's a 308 style.
It is the same?
Yeah, it's 483.
It is.
Isn't it?
Okay. 473?
Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
it really depends. Like there's different measurements on bolt faces.
Okay.
This is why I like, from a marketing perspective, like we're trying to sell to people. We try to give them a reference that they understand, right? Like, because they don't. I don't get that. I didn't get that to begin with. I do get it now. But it's like, okay, well, this is the parent case.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Mike
what the hell is that, Mike?
Mike is smack talking me.
Mike probably just got home from a long haul at work and he's just grumpy and drunk.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay because I was smack talking everybody today. It's about time somebody gave it back to me. I was smack talking Zach. I was smack talking Scotty Chitchell in the
you notice both those guys left now.
So I would love to see you guys do like a little debate on this.
Okay.
I need to run for like a quick 2-second break.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
So while you're going pee, what are we debating about?
There's no breaks in podcasting.
Dude, man, I keep hydrated, so everybody's going to have to deal.
Okay. Go, Jared. Go.
Okay, go.
Go, go, go.
Let me take this opportunity while he's got his headphones off to say, fucking millennials. Really? You need a break?
I got to be honest, we've never had a guest leave the show in the middle of the show
just
before.
Hold right there. I have my Starbucks delivery at the door. I just got pinged on my phone.
I don't know, man. I'm prepared. I drink the bottle, I pee in the bottle. That's the way that it works.
I think that is the natural way. That's the only way to be.
I don't know what we were supposed to debate here.
I'm not sure either.
You know what's the most hilarious, Kurt? Like the show is basically done in 3 minutes. It's gonna come back and we're gonna be like, okay, that's it for the show. What else do you want to say, Jared?
Thanks for coming out, Jared.
That's basically it.
We're just gonna slew foot him while he's gone.
It's okay. It's all right. Hey, man, when you gotta pee, you gotta pee. I understand it. What?
Okay, so Mike came back and
well, first of all, Kirsten takes exception to you categorizing all millennials. I say fuck millennials.
Well, okay, so she may have a point, only 0.09% point.
Okay.
The rest of you, Kirsten's okay. The rest of you millennials, get a fucking job.
Get a fucking job. You know, I was listening to something the other day. Somebody philosophized, and they were talking about the different generations, and they were basically saying that how shitty millennials have been as a generation, that they're going to cause a resurgence of capable human beings in later Gen Z. So you've got your early Gen Z, which is like 1996 to like, I don't know, 2015 something, whatever. But they're saying
nobody cares.
They're saying like the kids that are young right now, that they're probably going to be more capable adults because their millennial parents are such shitheads.
They're fucking morons. Yes.
We were trashing on millennials while you were gone, Jared.
Dude, and by the way, that was over 3 minutes. I expect you stay later tonight. Okay.
yeah. Now you have
just
to
make up your fucking time.
Well, that's a very boomer, not a boomer kind of.
Yeah, it's a very Gen X thing to say, not boomer. You son of a bitch.
You know what? That is interesting, though, guys. Like, you know, like, okay. Oh yeah.
Bending's just calling you out.
No way. That's amazing.
Bending says Jared had a little bladder when he was at the range in Kentucky.
No, he's totally correct. Actually, well, no, it wasn't an issue. I just I can remember the spot, right? It's like harvesting a deer when you're somewhere in, a field, and you got to relieve yourself. You remember the
your
moment.
pea spot in
So
Kentucky?
It was jet
I
lag.
do.
Black.
It was magical.
It was magic.
But okay, this is what. Okay. I want to bring it back to like the millennial stuff that we were talking about, right?
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Let's bring it back to.
Okay, to your own demise. Let's have it.
Oh gosh, no, not to my own demise.
First of all, how old
man.
are you, Jared? How old are you?
I am 37, born in 86.
Oh yeah, you're a millennial. Okay, carry on.
So, yeah, I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah, I know. Millennials like to categorize themselves as close to Gen X as possible. I understand.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, man. Like, so I
state your case, youngin.
Okay, get to the chase. Look, man, I have the same grievances that you do. I'm part of your generation. I got on here at the beginning and told you like I'm an old man for who I am, and trust me, it frustrates me to the nines. Like, what I've done in life, and like I've probably lived an 80-year-old's life in 37 years. I've done a lot. Like it's been nuts.
I have a friend.
Yeah, I get it.
His name is Mark. He's been on the show before, and he is also a millennial. And he basically says the same thing as you. I understand it. I get it. Especially like the older millennials. You don't want to be a millennial. I get it. And I'll be perfectly honest. I do the same thing. I'm literally the last year of Gen X. And I thank God that I didn't stay in the oven any longer, because it would have made me a millennial. So I understand. I get where you're coming from, millennial.
Yeah. Thank you.
Here's the test, you guys. I'll tell you right now.
Okay. Tell us the test.
Bring it on.
All right. Have you ever had legitimate dreams of just being the grumpy old fucking prick on the mountain with his dog, his faithful dog, a goat, and maybe a horse, jacked with firearms as deep as you can imagine?
I did last night, except the horse ran away. I ate the goat and the dog died.
You know what? More than likely, that's a realistic scenario. However, starting out is where I'm going, right?
Okay,
so
I got you.
And that
okay,
nice
let me Rooster. I got something for you. So let me put it this way:
if you've never had those thoughts, you're not a true Gen X.
Okay,
no,
fair enough.
That's where I started at 8 years old in life. That's where I started. I've progressed since then. That happened at 8 years old.
Oh, careful, but carry on with your story. Just be careful.
Okay.
Are you digitally brandishing a knife?
Progress. I am. He said a safe.
My elementary school teachers can vouch for this. I've been found with ammo and knives in school more times than you can imagine. My parents called.
That's bordering on psychosis.
And by the way,
clearly,
this may still be being recorded, so don't admit to anything that doesn't have a statute of limitations in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
No. But like, I literally surprised my elementary. Like, I was at back in the day, like premier in public speaking, whatever. So I got this opportunity to like public speak to our class before I gave my professional speech, but before the masses and all that stuff.
Okay.
So what I chose was I wanted to talk about the black bear hide that my father harvested back in the day. So I hid behind the teacher's desk at recess with the black bear hide over my body. And so everybody's out at recess, teachers, all the kids, all the stuff. And so I'm hunkered down there, and the bell rings, and I know everybody's about to flood in. So I'm back there, and all the kids filter in, and all this stuff happens. And the teacher comes in, and I burst forth as she's coming up the aisle with this black bear hide over me from beneath her desk to like light off the speech that I'm prepared to give. And freaking chaos ensues. Parents get called, all sorts of stuff happens. I end up giving my speech. I'll digress. I actually, Clint Black is one of my favorite country artists.
Well, hang on a second. You can't change subjects yet. Did you get an A in your speech or what?
Right.
She really liked me. She did.
Okay, good.
Therapy?
No. She gave me an A. It was all good. Yeah, she really liked me and whatnot and stuff, and it worked out fine. But like, so I went on to pursue other endeavors, and I'm like, okay, well,
okay, that's a great story, and it is very relatable and stuff. I don't know that it gets you into the club, but like you're not fully redeemed. But okay, we can accept you maybe as a guest from time to time. How's that?
Did you just give him a Gen X guest pass?
Yes.
Yeah. There's other stuff, but you know what?
He's gonna keep working it. No, I want full fucking membership, buddy.
Well, you guys don't know me yet. So I led a company. I started a company like from like nothing to everything, and we ran this thing for 10 years, and I don't even have a university degree.
Okay, but did the company have anything to do with social?
I did the same thing with a bad marriage. Big fucking deal.
You know what? This is what I love about you Gen Xers. We can BS and we can talk about stuff, and this is great. Like, this is what I love, man.
Well, I hate to say it, but
I'm in my glory, man.
I hate to say it, but
great.
I need to know something.
Okay.
What is there? I mean, we've talked about existing products. We've talked about some of the new products you have launching in the next couple of months. What I need to know from you, what do you need the general public out there to know about Pristine Actions right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I need the general public to know, and everybody else, is that we make a really amazing product that's innovative in a lot of ways. And because it's not run of the mill, you need to engage with us. You need to ask questions. You need to talk with us. There's a lot of assumptions that are made because it's innovative in a lot of different areas. And some people don't necessarily get it. Like, I can talk about something in a minute a little bit deeper, but like, there's a lot of great things that are in there about our action, right? So engage with us, talk with us, like ask us questions, do that.
So that brings us to the next question. How is the best way for people to engage with Pristine Actions?
Yeah, literally call us. We have people, myself and our leadership team on the phone all the time. Like, we're not somebody that hides from chatting and doing things, right? So just give us a call. We love to chat on the phone. So
are you comfortable putting out the company phone number over the air?
Yeah, absolutely. 855-784-7468.
Perfect. And
I'm comfortable putting my personal cell phone out there as well.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Easy.
We've had people do that before. That's a really bad idea.
Sorry, Oscar.
Yeah, you don't just get text from uppity clients. You start getting texts from India and China and all the other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They
crawl.
So
they crawl.
Call us, and I will give you my personal cell number.
There you go.
Chat, and we'll go from there.
But what about all of those, say, millennials and older Gen Zs who don't use phones for voice? How can they email you?
So it'd be jared@pristineactions.com.
Perfect. And general email?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, That's direct to me.
But I mean, do you guys have a general email as well, like an inquiries email or?
Yeah, just sales at pristineactions.com.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Lastly, plug your social media.
Okay, so Shoot Pristine on Facebook and Shoot Pristine on Instagram. We love hearing from you guys, and we also have an Instagram. I love sharing business tips and talking about business on Instagram as well. So just Jared Penner on, sorry, not Instagram, on Shoot, the
Twitter,
business one.
X, OnlyFans.
Oh, OnlyFans always.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
Good.
No, just on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I was trying to go through the list in my head. If it's not Instagram, it's okay. Perfect. Not OnlyFans, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Wonderful. Jared, you get the last word here, bud. Be it about Pristine or millennials or everything in between, this is all you. Go.
Yeah.
Put them on the spot.
Love it.
I mean, it doesn't have to be life changing. I'm not looking for like Gandhi's
No.
speech or anything like that.
Just so there's something that we
thank my mama and my daddy and the Lord Jesus Christ for this award.
You're not Jared. You're Rooster. You shut up.
Oh, I'm
Jared,
sorry.
Go.
I knew I was going to screw this.
Love it. No. So one of the things that we chat about a lot at Pristine is just like doing business with our partners, right? Like people that we work well with that kind of see the same vision and are like capable people that can actually do things and influence things and make things happen, right? So we're developing this wonderful ecosystem around us that's pretty decent. And in the firearms industry, that seems to be a little bit rare, especially in Canada. I want to see something different. We tend to eat our own, and that needs to end.
In many ways, yeah.
That needs to go away. I'm here to do that. I'm all about that. And one of the things that I am good at and I'm blessed with is introducing people to other people and making those connections and doing those things, right? So we've developed this saying at Pristine of we want to work with those that we want to shoot with, not at.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's great.
You'll see that on t-shirts and a bunch of stuff soon. But be warned.
Don't be a person that you want to shoot at. Is that the warning?
Yeah. Tighten your shit. Figure out stuff.
How fast
you know what?
You
like we've been able to figure out a good action and a wonderful business plan in a very short period of time. So shots fired and get it together, man.
Get it together,
we're
man.
here to do it.
So
better.
Bring your shit. Bring that sort of
shit.
Attitude to the next Gen X meeting.
Let's do this. Right?
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, one more thing though, along that
sorry.
same vein. Some of the folks that you partnered up with, specifically, would you care to mention them now?
Oh, great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Red Deer Shooting Center that's been an amazing partner. We've got Corlane's locally that's been an amazing partner. We've had wonderful partners along the way. Heller Arms, right, that are providing us with our barrels. Go Big Tactical. We've had Marstar come alongside us in a big way where they don't normally partner with people that we are like. There's been big support in Canada, and I am immensely thankful and grateful to CCFR for sure partnering with us. It's been such an amazing journey, right? Like there's been so many people that have come alongside us and made us who we are. So thank you, and I'm sure I've missed a few.
Well,
And
listen, I know that you're hooked up with some folks I know down in the U.S. as well, that you're kind of hooked up with as well. Do you care to mention those, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've been recently, like today, I spent a bunch of time today with Short Action Customs out of Ohio. I'm going down there next week and stuff. And
no kidding. That's a good hook, man. Absolutely.
They're wonderful. We've had so many Red Rifle Customs, and so in the States, that's our primary target market. I'm kind of stumbling at a loss for words on this because to be honest, the States is our general target market. In New Zealand, we've had wonderful supporters in Australia. All over the world, we've had so many wonderful supporters. We're born in Canada. We love Canada. And the States has adopted us and given us everything that we would want. So
nice. That's excellent, man.
Well, for everybody still listening, you can check out Pristine Actions on shootpristine.com. Check out their Magnum actions that are, you said November or December?
December 15th.
December 15th. Fantastic. Yeah. And if you're so inclined and you're still watching, make sure you give us a thumbs up or a like on whatever platform you're watching us on. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/BS podcast. You can find us on, what's it called? The YouTubes. What is our YouTube handle? Is it youtube.com/@BS podcast? Or is it at Ballistically Speaking? I think it's at Ballistically Speaking. But hey, do a YouTube search for us, and you'll find us pretty easily. You can also find us on our website. We have a large number of our videos available on our website, as well as blogs and other things. It's bspodcast.ca. If you want to send us an email, it's info@bspodcast.ca. And finally, as always, we would like to give a massive thank you to all of our sponsors and our listeners. Without you guys, we would be just a couple of chuckleheads doing nothing with our lives.
Yeah.
We're still a couple of chuckleheads doing nothing with our lives, but at least you're watching it. And we're specifically talking about Shane and Steve, Miles, Carrie and Cappy, Duncan and Rob, Phil Odell, Doug and Niza, Vanya and Carly, Oscar with Ribstone, and J.R. Cox with the Shooting Edge. Thank you all an immeasurable amount. And tune in next week when we discuss the merits of, I don't know, celery versus broccoli. I have no idea what we're doing next week, but
I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's it.
Is that it? Is the celery broccoli episode?
Yes, it's juicing for Gen Xers. Yes,
juicing for
millennials is not endorsed. Millennials is not endorsed.
Well, you can stay home then, Jared.
Juicing for Gen Xers is like shooting testosterone in your butt cheek. Is it right butt cheek or left? And
Jared, stick around for the after show. We're going to grind you some more, millennial.
All right, everybody else. We'll see you all next week.
But some of these bullets, as you saw, have an incendiary device on the tip of it, which is a heat-seeking device.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to your weekly dose of BS, the Ballistically Speaking podcast.